But like any Apple website, sometimes there will be glitches and mistakes. But with something as important and widely used as Google Maps, sometimes these mistakes have big consequences. From an assassin sent to the wrong house thanks to Google Maps,
What?
to a country being invaded because of a Google Maps error. Desert disaster. In 2017,
How come we're barely hearing about this shit, bro?
Heck was traveling to the Grand Canyon.
I don't
She was
know,
driving
bro.
down a long desert road, and that's when she realized she only had enough gas left for 70 more miles. According to Google Maps, she was only 35 miles from the nearest gas station. But it turned out that this was not the case at all. Google Maps directed Amber to turn onto a road which did not exist. After driving down this deserted road for many miles, her car finally gave out. There was nothing around her for miles but empty Arizona desert. Thankfully, Amber thought fast. Using stones, she built a large help sign for passing aircraft. She also had food and water that she'd brought with her. After 5 days,
Seems like
no
she
one had
planned
come to
this,
help
bro.
her. She had used up all of
5
her
days.
supplies and she feared that she may not make it. She recorded goodbye videos for her family and friends in case she was not found in time.
Tried to chase down a truck, but they didn't see me in their rear view. I'm okay.
On the 5th day, she left a note behind explaining her situation. She then hiked for 22 miles until she finally found some reception.
Why'd she charge her phone for 5 days?
Service
That's what I
halfway
was
through
about
the
to say,
call.
bro.
However,
Cap.
thankfully, authorities had enough information to dispatch a helicopter to rescue her. She was airlifted to a hospital, which cost her a lot of money, but did save her life. Invasion. Calero Island sits between Nicaragua and Costa Rica. In 1897, it was recognized as
Calero.
part of Costa Rica.
Island of
But ever
Calero?
since then,
What?
there have been many land disputes about its sovereignty. In 2010, Nicaraguan troops invaded the island. They spent several nights camping on the island, and even replaced the Costa Rican flag with a Nicaraguan flag. The Nicaraguan commander Eden Pastora had invaded because he checked Google Maps. According to Pastora, Google had clearly
Really?
placed
Google Maps be starting wars, bro.
Bro, that's crazy.
Nicaragua's border, and for him, this was enough to justify an invasion. In response, Costa Rica deployed hundreds of soldiers to the island, but thankfully no conflict broke out. Google also fixed the mistake, and they said that militaries should not use them as a reference. On the other hand, Bing actually did place the island in the correct borders. So maybe this is one example where Bing is actually better than Google. Demolition Glitch. In 2015, Rowlett, Texas was hit by a tornado. This caused massive damage to over 1,000 homes. One of the people affected was Lindsay Diaz. The entire roof of her house was totally blown off by the tornado. Thankfully, her house was not affected
Damn, wait,
too
her
badly,
baby?
and all she had to do
Wow,
was
bro.
fix the roof. She got her insurance claim and she had plans to rebuild the roof. But on March 22nd,
Damn.
2016, she returned to her property to find it torn
Wow,
down. It
bro.
turned out
Another
that a
insurance
demolition
claim.
crew had destroyed
Hey,
it.
she
The
generating
demolition
insurance
company
claims
said that
somehow.
they'd been given a permit to demolish 2 buildings, 7601 and 7603 Costo Drive. But Diaz and her neighbor lived at 7601 and 7603 Calypso Drive. This was just 1 block away. A Google Maps glitch had sent the
Damn.
demolition
Wow,
crew to the
bro.
wrong street. And when they saw the damage to Diaz's property, they assumed that they'd found the right place. Thankfully, the demolition company apologized and paid $200,000 to build Diaz a new house. Secret military bases. You may think that Google Maps allows you to see anywhere on Earth. This is partially true, but governments can opt for Google to censor certain areas which they deem sensitive. This is often done to prisons, oil refineries, and military bases. But in 2019, Google Maps came out with a new
Taipei?
feature. They
Taiwan?
provided a 3D map for 4 Taiwanese cities. But one thing Google did not realize was this meant that the city of New Taipei was in 3D. And in New Taipei is one of Taiwan's most secret military bases. And just like that,
Damn,
the
they
exact location of the
leaking.
classified Patriot military defense base were exposed. Anyone could
They
clearly see the
leaking.
launchers and even the missiles stored there. You could also see the defense systems of 2 of Taiwan's military offices. This would be very dangerous and sensitive intel for any military to release in any country. But because tensions with Taiwan and China are building all the time, this made it even more dangerous. China's President Xi Jinping says Taiwan's unification with China is inevitable. According to many, it's a question of when, not if. Let's hope that Google's mistake did not help China in this situation.
Bro, China don't need no help.
That's true.
In 2010,
Honestly.
Eric Kula went to his parents' house. When he went inside, he found his parents, Dennis and Myrna, were not alive. Despite his lawyer saying that there was no forensic evidence saying Eric did it, he was sentenced for this. But that's when his parents' next-door neighbor came forward with some stunning information. Just days before they were assassinated, their next-door neighbor Steve Burgess was sent a threatening letter. Steve Burgess is the president at a local bank. It's believed an assassin may have been trying to target him, but because of a mistake, his address actually goes to Eric Kohler's parents' house on Google Maps. This led CBS News to theorize that maybe an assassin was trying to take out Dennis Kohler's parents' neighbor. To this
bro,
day, it's
that
still a mystery.
sucks.
And Eric still
Wow.
says he had nothing to do with his parents passing from behind
That
bars.
sucks.
Favela
It does
failed. In 2017, some tourists from Argentina and Spain were traveling in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
I always
They were
wanna go
following
there.
Google Maps, trying to
Rio?
find the Christ the
Same, bro,
Redeemer
but
statue.
Brazil's a
And
dangerous
that's when
place.
Google Maps led them into the Morro dos Prazeres favela. This is the most dangerous slum in all of Brazil. It took a
Fuck.
few minutes for the
That's what I'm
tourists'
saying,
car to come
bro.
under heavy gunfire. They barely escaped alive. Brazilian favelas used to not be on Google Maps. This is because they're very dense and unregulated, making them hard to map. But ever since Google started including them, many have said this is very dangerous. That's because, just like in this situation, it could cause tourists to wander unwittingly into very dangerous areas. Street View Affair.
Ha!
In 2018, one man from Peru was browsing Google Maps. He was looking for a route to a popular bridge in Lima, but while he was using the Street View mode, he noticed a woman wearing very familiar clothing. The woman was wearing an outfit his wife would often wear. When the man looked closer, his jaw dropped. He realized that it was in fact his wife with another man resting romantically on her lap. That man was not him, meaning that his wife was having an affair. His wife's face was blurred, so just in case it was a coincidence, he confronted her with the photos. And that's when his wife confessed that she had been cheating on him. The photos had been taken by a
bro.
Google Street camera car back in 2013. The woman had no idea that 5 years later this would end her relationship. Highway route.
Dude, 5 years
Back in
though?
2010,
Shit.
Google Maps.
Bro, law of attraction. He suspected that shit, bro. I bet you he suspected that, and then his mind found ways to find what he was looking for. You attract everything you think about, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, and for 5 years? So, she's been giving out that energy, bro. Like, you know, that she had done fucked up. So, you know what I mean? For that to just come to fruition like that. Like, what are the odds, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds I
Yeah.
go on Google Maps and found my girl cheating? Like, what?
Exactly.
On
bro,
Google
5
Maps?
years? And he probably wasn't even looking for that, bro. He
Right.
was just, sightseeing, trying
Yeah,
to find
bro.
that bridge.
Right.
Boom.
That's crazy as hell.
You dropped a bomb on me.
Hey, I bet you, she was the one that told him about the bridge.
The bridge.
Like, oh yeah, just go on Google, you find it.
The walking directions would not always be accurate. They put a warning saying this on their website, but apparently this warning did not show up on BlackBerry phones.
yeah, I was about to say
Lauren
on the
Rosenberg
BlackBerry?
did not realize this. She had been walking at night through Park City, Utah. That's when Google directed her across a 4-lane highway. This highway had no sidewalks. Rosenberg tried to cross the road but was hit by a very fast car. This caused multiple bone fractures. She went on to sue Google for $100,000. But in 2011, the case was dismissed, with Google winning. Now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which was the biggest Google Maps mistake in this.
The biggest mistake that lady did was she didn't sue BlackBerry.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? That's where she done fucked up. How you gonna sue Google when they're just an app? But I would have sued BlackBerry. You know what I'm saying?
I'd sue BlackBerry too.
Yeah, Google didn't make your phone. You know what I'm saying? BlackBerry did. So if it wasn't showing us information that needs to be there, they fucked up. You know?
Absolutely. To me, also one of the biggest fuck-ups, mistakes, probably was that demolition of the house, bro.
Yeah, big time.
You feel me?
Big time.
Like, that's a $200,000 mistake, bro.
But that's it though. 200,000.
I feel like that's more. It's more.
Even for the inconvenience, bro. Like 200,000. That's just
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would have at least double back on like 350 or even 450K. You know what I'm saying? For the for the inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? Like give me 200,000 for the inconvenience. 2 because y'all did it, so I need a new house. You feel me? Like she just pretty much got a new house and that was it. Out of their own fuck up. I mean, they can easily say, "Oh, it's a new house," but like you could also argue back, like, "Well, I didn't need a new house." You know what I'm saying? Like I had a perfect house that just needed to be patched up, and y'all demolished it. Whether if it's a mistake or not, like nobody asked me. I own the house. Did they ask the house owner? Like I don't know. You know, for what reason were they demolishing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, did they not confirm it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. That's true. Honestly, I'd say a milli.
A milli would be nice, bro.
A milli.
A milli 5
Easy.
would be perfect.
I feel they had to have played her some way, bro. They were like, "Oh, well, we'll build you a brand new house." They made it sound all nice and
This boy is
dandy. So if you enjoyed our video, I think y'all need it. I think you guys know what to do. Like, share this. Show your buddies. Come on. If you like this, I guarantee you the people in your circle will like it as well. And don't be like this video's topic. Don't make the mistake of not tuning into this dynamic shit going on here. You feel me?
Love it. Love it. Dynamic minds out.
Dynamic.